Hello guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back. And I do appreciate the support. Guys, there's a big disconnect in, nowadays in the way young people are being brought up and the way they act, just in their everyday life that has a lot of us has our heads spinning. And not from a point of, just something that young people do where older people have grown out of, but just basic human instinct and basic human decency. I seen this story this morning, and it's about a 17-year-old girl that's presently locked up and fighting to not be charged as an adult for the crime that she committed against her own child under the age of 2 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, this young lady from Muncie, Indiana, shout out, is accused of doing something real messed up to her child, her and a friend. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. I'm not going to really get into it. I want you to see it because this is truly breathtakingly sad. Look.
A Muncie teenager is accused of child abuse after someone shared a recording of her allegedly burning her toddler with a lighter. And now the prosecutor wants to waive that young mom to adult court.
Yeah, our Chase Howell actually spoke with an attorney about what this means for the 17-year-old.
Muncie police say they were called to this home on High Street earlier this month for what they say was a concerning case of child abuse. When the officer arrived, the police report says he was met by two females in the parking lot across the street. That's where he says one of them showed him a video of a 17-year-old repeatedly holding a lit lighter to her daughter's hand as another girl sprayed perfume to accelerate the flame.
Sadly, these days, we see more and more parents who record themselves abusing their children. I wish I could tell you that it's shocking, but it just isn't. It simply is a way to memorialize the conduct forever.
The police report also states the 17-year-old would lock the little girl in her room by herself while she would leave the house to have sex. And in another disturbing accusation, the teen is alleged to have placed a pillow over her daughter's face while she had sex in the same bed.
So there's a crime called vicarious sexual gratification, and that involves engaging in sexual conduct in the presence of a child. So that is a separate criminal offense, and if the prosecution in this case found sufficient proof of that, they could file an allegation along those lines.
The report also states the teen said she was lighting her daughter's hand on fire as a joke, but the prosecution doesn't see it that way and wants her tried as an adult.
If the case is handled in juvenile court, these charges could also be expunged, meaning that years later, no one would ever know what had happened to the child or what this individual had done. So it would allow this individual to go apply for employment or to become a foster parent, and you might never know about what had happened in the past.
Something I found interesting when I was speaking to Carabov earlier is that everyone in the state of Indiana is considered a mandated reporter, not just those working as teachers or healthcare professionals. Now, if we could see that teen charged as an adult, that hearing is in June. Reporting in Muncie, Chase Howell, 13 News.
All right, guys, at this point, man, society is leaving me speechless. How about you? 17-year-old mother, the child is under the age of 2 years old. They don't specify, if it's a boy or girl, but I will tell you this. I looked up this article, and it's not that many articles about it, so I tried to get as many details as I could. But it reads as follows, and I'm just going to read a small part of this. It says the police officer, where it says the 17-year-old mother was arrested on May 8th after a Muncie police officer was shown a video reportedly recorded with a cell phone on April 26th that allegedly showed the mother grabbing the child's right arm and holding only a lit lighter to the girl's hand. The police officer said a second teen, reportedly 13 years old, according to comments at a Tuesday hearing, was spraying perfume on the child's hand in order to accelerate the flame. A witness who provided police with the video told investigators the child was crying and saying, "Mommy, it burns." Think about that. This girl said, oh, it was a joke when she was caught. So you, the mother, and somebody else that's a younger teen spraying perfume to ignite, accelerate the flame on the hand of your own child who's screaming in horror and pain is your idea of a joke. Doing that to your own kid. Man, I'm telling you, the emotions and stuff now with a lot of younger folk who are feral in nature is astonishing to me. I want you to pay attention, man. I don't think none of this is a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. It seemed like after a certain date, everybody born after that, not everybody, but a good majority of people born after that date then turned into this new human being that's insensitive, uncaring, lacking a lot of human instinct and lacking a lot of human decency. I would never be in a position where I have my child screaming in horror and pain for my own amusement. And they're fighting to fight her, get her as an adult, because she's nothing but 17, and she's resisting it under the premise that it was a joke. Then on top of that, did you see what they said? Said there's other stuff out here where she done been having sex with people and have a pillow over the girl's face while she laying next to her getting dug out. I'm gonna tell you something, man. We all wasn't raised the same, but there's certain things we know are right and wrong internally inside of us, especially when they're done to us as we become the victim. Not when we do it so much to other people, but when it's done to us, we know the difference between right and wrong and how it makes us feel. Why would you do that? You smothering your child with a pillow while you taking dick or whatever you was taking? That's crazy. That's crazy. A lot of people have these children nowadays and they're just extensions of who this person is, and no real care and love and real work goes into making them better than the person that bore them, so they won't go through the same problems or have the same feelings in life, because we all know we make mistakes that we don't want our children to go through. But nowadays it seems like we want our kids to be even worse off than we was. Hurt people, right? And this is crazy. It is. Man, I feel nothing for people that do that. And that's something that's in them already. You thought that was funny to do that to your own kid. I don't give a fuck if you was 15 years old or 13. You know that was wrong because you wouldn't want nobody doing it to you. That's why I don't give no excuses or nothing is, oh, it's a child, oh, it's the. We know better. We do. Whether you know better or not, some people don't want to do better. I would say the deputy prosecutor, Diane Freight, noted the teen will observe her 18th birthday in September. All they're going to do is hold her in jail till she turn 18, then smoke her. She in a rush to try to get out of there. Said the most serious of these charges is a level 3 felony carrying up to 16 years in prison. Department of Child Services officials were notified about the incident and took custody of the girl. So it was a little girl. Here you are, a young woman, doing this to your own daughter. You got another child there, most likely another girl, doing that to this baby. Court documents reflect the child was eventually transported to a distant family member's residence. That little girl is under 2 years of age, has no strength yet. You just holding her hand there and she can't move it and just forced to take that pain. How many of you people out there can imagine somebody way stronger than you sticking your hand in a campfire or on the barbecue grill when the flame is open? You know how excruciating that pain is? A lighter's no different to a small hand of a child. This is unacceptable, man. I'd show her the flowers right fucking now. I don't give a fuck how old she was. You old enough to have a baby, you should be old enough to, you know what I'm saying? Try to take care of it, and be responsible. Where's a mom and dad at? That's the thing. What kind of parenting did you have that you think this shit is funny? That's the thing. A lot of stuff we put into our kids, it goes into the next generation. That's why we got a bunch of savages running around here now, always crying victim and saying that everybody's an enemy and nobody likes them. And then they do shit like this and the whole world sees it. And then they come up with this I don't give a fuck attitude. Disgusting. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.